Hi, plain old Chuck back here again. Just had a few minutes here this evening at the camper, and I thought I'd do a little bit of a general knife review. For I'm not a collector of knives by any means. I have very few good knives, but I have quite a few that have served me well over time, and just thought I'd show you what I have here. Uh, First off, everybody needs a couple Moras. Uh, I've got three of them, a couple of the heavies and a couple of the regular companions, and I have them. CP Kydex make me some sheaths for them. I got a left-hand one for when I'm wearing my sidearm firearm, and a right-handed one, and a cross draw. So they're inexpensive knives, but they're quality knives. I have a couple. It's an older, it's never been used, an old buck. It's I can't actually say it's a good knife because I've never used it. I've had it for probably 15 or 20 years and just never bothered to use it. I always use my cheaper disposable type knives. One of the most disposable knives is this one. I don't know. It was a terrible old plastic handled knife that my dad had for years, and I kind of ground some of the plastic off of it and put a paracord handle on it. But I'll tell you what, that thing's taken a beating, and still holds a pretty good edge for whatever cheap steel it was at the time. It's heavy, it's cumbersome, but it's got a lot of use. Then I have another knife that my dad had. It's I believe an Imperial. It's got the old fixed blade with the plastic handles and such, and then it has a little pouch on it with a combination like scout knife type thing with the screwdriver and can opener and such on it. A couple blades. I don't use it anymore. I used to. Back in the day, that was my go-to knife for a while, but I haven't used it for a while. Most of them I haven't used for a while, to be honest with you. I do have a knife. There was a knife maker locally that passed and sold all of his knives and knife blanks and stuff and equipment and such to a friend of mine, and he gave me a few of his knives. And the only reason I kept a few of them was a couple fairly nice knives, but his name was Chuck also, and he has his name, it has Chuck engraved in it, so I thought that was kind of neat to kind of hang on to. That, once again, it doesn't get used, but then I got into one time in my black powder days when I was black powder hunting and stuff, and I needed a patch knife. So I took a file and cut it down and made a small patch knife with a paracord handle on it, which is it's kind of heavy and short, but it worked well for. I made it up as a neck knife, and it works good for cutting patches and stuff on them for black powder hunting and stuff. And Plus, it strikes a flint real easily too. It's nice hard steel, and it works real well as for flint. The other one, like I said, I don't buy expensive knives, but this is a Schrade, I think 42D. I forget which one they are, the older ones, but it's been a good solid knife. It gets a good bit of use. I mean, it's everybody. I hear a lot of bad things about Schrade knives, but this one's been pretty good to me, really. I took the coating off of it and blued the blade and stuff, and I bought a new set of micarta grips for it, scales for it with the thing, and then I had once again I had Jeremiah make me a nice dangler sheath with the ferro rod on it and stuff. So it's the one I take with me most of the time when I'm out and about. I have a lot of small pocket knives at home, but this one here I always kind of carry with me. It's one of the newer old-timer carving knives, and it has several carving blades and like a little blade for doing spoons and such. And it's handy. It's a handy little tool to have if you're just out playing around. You want to carve a spoon or do something like that. It's pretty handy. And most of the time when I don't want to carry a big knife, I'll carry this little Gerber when I'm out hunting. It's a little folder. It's got the gut hook on it and such, and it's really holds an edge really well. I like that about it. Lock back, and so anytime, like if I don't want to carry a bigger knife, I'll usually just throw this in my pocket, and I always have at least one good knife with me. And this here is my my everyday carry I just threw out here, but it's just a Kershaw, little Kershaw folder. But that's about it. Other than, like I say, I have an array of smaller bunch of pocket knives, but maybe one day I'll break down and buy a good knife. I'd really like to have. When I was working every day and could afford it, I wasn't really interested in good knives. And now that I'm retired, I start to appreciate good knives a little better, and they're a little hard to come by. But I'm working on it. I think I may pick one up here before too long. I got a couple in mind. Couple makers in mind that I'd like to. I like their work and I like their knives, so I might look into something like that soon. So that's about it. That's about all I have to offer in the way of knives. Like I say, none of them's worth a whole lot of money, or they're not really super high quality, but they've all served me pretty well. Especially the older ones. You know, I don't use them anymore, but I sure got a lot of use out of them over the years. So that's it. That's about it. So everybody take care. God bless, and I'll talk to you on the next one.